Hey folks, so in this video we'll be watching the Firebase and Firestore setup in the React Native project, and this is the very crucial and core topic, so don't skip it. Okay, let's start. Alright, so for the Firebase setup in the React Native, we'll follow the Firebase React Native Firebase documentation. Let's open that one. Okay, so just type Firebase React Native and click on the very first link, which is React Native Firebase. And here all the documentation is available for the Firebase to integrate in the React Native project. So getting started, and here before getting started, the documentation assumes you are able to create a project with React Native and that you have an active Firebase project. If you do not meet these prerequisites, please follow the links below. So this also we have to cover, so we'll come to this part later. Just try to install the dependencies for the Firebase. So if you do have the React Native CLI, not the React Native Expo project, then we have to do this yarn add React Native Firebase app. Just try to install it. Okay, open terminal, yarn add. Okay, fine. Now for the Android setup, we have to add this line and these two lines. This is the in the Android build.gather folder, and this is in the Android app build.gather folder. So let's do that. Copy this one and let's go to the Android build.gather folder, and inside the dependencies, make sure Android, not app, directly build.gradle. Inside the dependencies, we need to put this one, and we can see other dependencies, add me. Okay, at the last. Okay, save. Now come back to the documentation, copy, execute the plugin by adding the following to your Android app build.gradle. Now this is the build.gradle of inside the app. Open app, build.gradle. We just need to apply plugin, these two things. Okay, so where we can put it? Here below the vector icons, apply, we just put it, save. Okay, come back to the documentation. Now look for the iOS setup. Here, don't worry about these Google service.info plist and Google service for file for the Android. We'll be doing in a while. Just put the dependencies first. For the iOS, I guess there is one more thing to do. Import Firebase in the app delegate file and Firebase app.configure inside the application launch. Okay, open Xcode, go to real chat. We can do it in the VS Code as well, but I prefer to do it in Xcode. Open app delegate file, import this. It might show error for some time until and unless we install the pod and rerun the app. Okay, don't worry about that. Copy this, open Xcode, we can put it here. Okay, this is showing no such module Firebase. Don't worry about this. Now come back to here. We have done all the configuration. Yeah, one more thing, don't forget to put this line in the pod file, otherwise it will show some kind of pod issue. So remember that one. Okay, inside the iOS pod file, here we need to put this line. Okay, and I guess if we install the pod, there might be few more errors. We need to put some Google utilities and one other framework here in the pod as well, that we will see when we are going to install the pod. Okay, let's cd iOS to go to the iOS folder, do pod install. Save it first. Okay, let's wait till pod is being installed for the Firebase. I'm pausing the video. If there is any error, I'll show you. Otherwise, if there is not any error, we'll continue. So we can see there is one error saying Firebase core internal depends on the Google utilities which does not define modules. To opt into those targets, generating modules maps, which is necessary to import them from Swift. While when building as static libraries, you may set used modules header or modular true. So we are going to set this modular headers true for the Google utilities. Okay, just put this line inside below this line, pod Google utilities modular header true. Save. Now again try. Let's wait. Now pod is being generated, and yeah, pod generated successfully. Okay, now two most important thing is rest left. So for that we have to go to back to the documentation part and just follow these lines. At the very first, React Native setup, development environment, create a new Firebase project. So we have to create a new Firebase console project, and we have to put the package name and bundle identifier name for the iOS, package name for the Android in this project, and we will get one Google JSON file that will put inside the Android and iOS folder respectively. Okay, open this. We have already so many projects, so let's create a new one. Create new Firebase project. We can name it as real chat. Continue. Okay, no, I don't want this. Continue. No, I don't want Google Analytics as well. For now, later we can enable this. Okay, continue. Project is preparing and being created. Cool. Wait for some time. I think couple of more seconds. Yeah, it's created now successfully. Continue. Cool. Now what we have to do is we have to add app. We have to create one Android and one iOS app. So let's create first Android app. We have to put the package name in order to successfully create the app. So we'll go back to the VS Code and we can look for the package name, and we can find it in, I guess, source Android manifest file, and let me check where it is, the name of the package. Okay, I think it is not there. Okay, so I guess the package name is not in the manifest file. Just cut it, open the java main activity.kt. Here you can see the package. This is the com.realchat. This is the package name. Copy this, go back to here, paste. If you want to give any nickname you can give, otherwise leave it. Register app. Okay, it is being registered. Now we will download this Google service.json. Allow, it is downloaded. Next, we have to do all the things we already had done in the this documentation, so we do not need to add these lines now. Next, continue the console. Okay, so first open the VS Code, open the Android, open the app. Now inside the app we'll be putting that service file. Okay, let me open my Finder, downloads Google service. Okay, we can paste inside the app. Okay, just make sure to rename it to Google services.json. If you put it as it is and the name differ from this name Google-services.json, then it will not work. Please make sure about the name convention of the Google services and JSON file. Okay, now go back to the console, Firebase console, add app. Now we'll create iOS app. For the iOS, go to the Xcode, go to the click on the real chat. Here in the signing capabilities, you can copy the bundle identifier, copy that, go back to the console. Here register app, you can provide the nickname as well if you want. I'm leaving for now. Download this Google service info plist, allow. Next, this we already installed, we already have added this Firebase configure, so do not need to add again. Continue to the console. Okay, cool. Come back to here, go to the Xcode. Okay, now we can put that file here in the real chat. Open again this one in the real chat, cut this, target real chats, please click on this, finish, rename it to, or we can show in Finder, and we have to rename it to Google service -info.plist. Please make sure about the naming convention. Okay, it is showing some kind of error. Let's wait and let's check. Okay, come back to the VS Code, pick this and paste inside the real chat, move. Okay, fine, go back to Xcode, open real. Okay, it is showing this error. Let me delete this one. Okay, now come back to here. Here we are able to see that this file is there. So if we find any error, we'll see again, otherwise it is okay for now. So we have successfully set up the Firebase inside our React Native project. Okay, now for the sake of all the things working fine, let me do the pod install again. Pod install. Okay, fine. Now you can see this Firebase error has gone. Let me clear the build. Let me run it again. Now build is running. Go back to the VS Code. Once build is successful, the app will launch. Cut this, cut this, cut this, cut this, cut this, cut this. Okay, now go back to the documentation in the Firebase. Our main motive was to add this Firebase was to add the cloud Firestore for the message which is going to be updated on the real time. Okay, so installation process tell that you need to install the React Native Firebase app first. So we have done that already. Now we need to install this one. We can directly install this one. Okay, open the terminal, paste this one. Let's wait till the Xcode is running. It's app. Okay, here now after running this we'll need to do the pod install, and after pod install we can use the Firestore for the real-time messages. So let's wait. Now you can see the build is running successfully. App has launched. Okay, now we'll be installing this React Native Firebase Firestore. Okay, there is some thread exception. We can remove this one. Okay, so this library has been installed, this Firebase Firestore. Now install the pod install. Okay, and that exception, I think it was related to this Google service info plist file. So the Xcode is not able to find that. We'll put it here. Let's finish this pod installation process first. Okay, so pod installation done. Let me open the Xcode. There was some exception last time while we running the app, so we have to put the Google JSON file here right away. So let's open this, downloads, rename this here itself. Okay, it is already existing. Okay, not an issue. Let me copy this, paste it here, finish. Okay, again the same thing. Okay, I think this time it is fine. Okay, let me clean the build. Let me run the app. Let's wait till app is running. Cool, so app is running now. There is no any exception, you can see. So after the successfully installation of Firebase and Firebase store, the app is running. That's cool. The iOS, here I am running only the iOS app, not the Android app. So if you want, you can also run the Android app. But yeah, and in the future videos we'll be running the Android as well. So that's it for this video. We'll be watching you in the next videos. Till then, bye. Subscribe the channel and like the video.